Hey, my sassy people, I am back with my part 2 to the Monarch Pensacola saga. Pensacola, I keep saying Pensacola. Oh. If you're brave enough to carry on this journey with me, then let's get into the video. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I am Saskia, aka Sassycolouring, and I am your host here for the Monarch Pencil Saga Part 2. For whatever reason, my brain has decided that word, P-E-N-C-I-L-S, no longer says pencil, it now says pensacola. And all day, that's all I've been able to say. So let's hope I can speak through the video. Let me stop the waffle and let's see what these pencils have to offer us. If you haven't seen the first video, then I would go back and rewatch that, because otherwise some of the things I'm going to say in here might not make sense. As far as the first set goes, I haven't really used them since. I have taken them out and tried them a few times, but they keep going back in the box because they're just not doing what I want them to do. You can see that there is some usage on them, but a lot of them are still pristine. So apart from the swatch that I did in the original video, a lot of them haven't been used since. Just as a quick reminder, this is the image that I did for the first video. I'm sorry about the glare. There were some issues that I found with the blending of it, the pencils, and with the lay down of the actual pencils. I did feel, however, that there may have been an issue with the pencils themselves, because not all of them had that gritty kind of waxy texture. So while they were on sale, I bought the second set. So this video is not really an unboxing, it's not really a product review. I just want to test these pencils, this set, against the other set and see what I think about the pencils as two completely different sets of pencils. Find out, are they hit or miss like the first ones, or are they generally a good set of pencils and I just got a faulty set the first time? We all might look for different things when we buy our colouring pencils, and for me personally, it's all about the blendability and the ease of use of the pencil. So when it comes to pencils from me, and this is just a very personal thing, I would rather save and get a set of Prismacolors at €150 than buy 5 or 6 packs at €10-15 and they don't work as well as my Prismacolors would. But that is a personal choice. There's nothing wrong with budget pencils as long as they work the way that you want them to. So that was the main issue that I had with the last pack, was that the colours were beautiful. The pencils are beautiful. They're lovely to hold, they're lovely to colour with to a certain extent. But then when I went to blend the last set, there was just nothing there. There was no kind of colour crossover. It was one colour and the second colour, and to blend them it was really difficult. And I had to turn to the colouring stumps, or tortillions, whatever you want to call them. And then it made the paper tooth go down really quick. And so for me, that first set just wasn't something that I would spend my money on. So as you can see, exactly the same colours. The pencils themselves look beautiful. The design of them, I really like them. There is a huge selection of blues, there is a huge selection of greens, and very few in the kind of red family. There are a few browns that you could use, but with red being a primary colour, you'd think that there would be at least one nice red. Now I know these are supposed to be an additional set to the other Black Widow pencils, like the Spider and the Scorpion, and there is another one I can't remember off the top of my head what it is, but you would think that as a standalone set they would have at least one red. So as I said, it's not an unboxing, it's not a product test as such, so I'm not going to swatch all the colours because I've already got the swatch from the last set. I just want to get right stuck in and see if I can blend out these pencils, see if they're any better than the last set that I got. Again, I'm not going to do an entire picture because I really just want to see how they perform before I get stuck into a whole piece. So I'm going to use the clouds page from the colouring companion that you get as part of the Patreon tiers. This was from January. I'm not even going to attempt to colour clouds properly. I just want to see what these colours work like. So my first observation, as soon as I started colouring with them, is that the lead feels different. It isn't as creamy as the first set of pencils. I got carried away using one colour because I wanted to kind of get the first maybe coating of the lead off. I'm not saying that pencils come with a coating over the lead, but as that's been exposed, I like to kind of get rid of that first layer first and then see how the pencil and the lead underneath works. This is just one of the crazy things that I do. It's not recommended, it's not advised, it's just something that I do. So I used the blues and the greens in the first picture, so I wanted to go and use the blues and the greens again so there was more of a comparison. The grey slate I used quite a lot last time as well as a blending pencil, and these for sure, the lead doesn't feel the same as the other one. This one is a lot more, for want of a better word, scratchy. While the first one had the issue that there was kind of those particles in there that felt like waxy lumps, these don't have them at all. And if this is how the pencils are supposed to be, then I don't like them. They're very scratchy, they're not as creamy as the first set, they definitely still don't blend very well. Not that I've tried blending them properly with these two colours, but there's still, after going over and over and over and over them, there's still a lot of texture there. Whereas, again, reverting back to Prismacolors, you're going to get a nice smooth finish, a soft finish, and I just don't find it with these pencils. Now I've sped the next bit up because I just messed around with the same colours for a little while, and then I tried using different colours just to see, was it something I was doing with my technique? Was there something that I wasn't doing, that I wasn't thinking of? I tried a few different things like the pressure. Maybe I am very heavy-handed, maybe I was too heavy-handed. So I did try a couple of different techniques and a few different colours to see if there was any difference I could make to these pencils, because I don't know what it is in me. I really want to like them. I think it's the fact that so many people like them, and at the minute I just can't see why. So I'm trying different things to find out what the buzz around these pencils are and to see why there is such a buzz. So after I'd played around with them for a little bit, I wanted to see how did the colours compare to the first set. Were the colours similar? Were the colours that I were using, were they exactly the same? If there was maybe a difference in the makeup of the pencil, maybe there was a difference in the colour of the pencil. So then I started comparing the difference in the two tins against each other. Okay, so I took the same two colours from both sets. I went from left to right with the new set and from right to left with the older set. You probably won't be able to see the difference. The colours are identical. There is no difference in the colours. And any difference in colour that you may think you're able to see, it's probably just down to the pressure that I'm putting on the pencil or the way that I've coloured it. Whatever. I think it's human error rather than the pencils being different colour, because I couldn't with the naked eye see any difference in the pencils. I did, however, find a massive difference in the texture of the pencils. So you can see I'm still using the new set here. I'm trying to blend out these colours, trying to get the yellow to go into the soft pink, which normally kind of blends quite well. These two colours like each other. And then I've come in with the new pencil, the older pencil, and I was shocked at the creaminess of them compared to the new set. So if you were to close your eyes and I were to give you the two pencils, I'm not sure you would think that they were from the same set of pencils, let alone be the same brand, the same colour. Like I've said a couple of times now, I went in, even with the first set, I really wanted to like these pencils. I really enjoy the Black Widow pencil. I like the colour in the way that the Black Widow colours, but I find these different. I find the sets between set 1 and set 2, there's a huge difference. Even as far as set 1 goes, with all its issues, the creaminess of it blends easier than set 2. And by the time I'd finished colouring these 3 clouds, my hand was quite sore because I have to press harder and harder as I was going along to try and blend them in. And as you can see, it left that sheen across the paper. So I was a bit confused. I didn't know whether it was just me, whether it was the way that I'm using them. I don't want to say that they're bad pencils if it's something that I'm doing, if it's human error. So what I decided to do was to grab some of my Prismacolors as close as I could to these colours and test out doing the exact same thing on a cloud with very similar colours to see what that would look like. So in order to compare colouring pencils fairly, I think you always have to take into account the price of the pencil. So if you were going to use something that's extremely expensive, then hopefully you're buying something that's good quality, as opposed to something that's very, very cheap. You're not going to expect the quality. So in comparison, Prismacolor pencils are roughly around €1.03. I'm doing this in euros, you can convert it to pounds or dollars or whatever, but roughly for the 150 set it's €155. That works out at €1.03 per pencil. The Monarch set is €45 we'll say, for 48 pencils, which slightly rounded up becomes 94 cents per pencil. So there's not a huge world of difference between the prices. It's when you get these on sale, which I've seen them pretty much consistently on sale at €18, then the pencil becomes 38 cents. So if you're comparing a 38 cent pencil to a €1 pencil, you would expect there to be a big difference in the quality. But for me personally, that's where the issue comes in, that I still would expect a cheaper, I'm going to say lesser quality pencil, more budget friendly pencil to work in a better way than what these pencils worked for me. If you've used these pencils and you love them, I would love to hear why. I'd love to hear what you find good about these pencils, and then I will wholeheartedly go back and try them again. But for me, the fact that they're hit and miss between each packet, I've only bought 2, so I can only judge on the 2 that I've got. The pencils, again, look beautiful. The packaging is lovely. The colours are very, very nice. But for me, they're too hit and miss between the quality of the pencil to bother buying them again. Neither would I recommend them to somebody starting out, because they're not going to get the same results as you can from other pencils that are around the same kind of price mark that I've used and found much better quality. And when I say other pencils, I would definitely include the other Black Widow range. So I would say the spiders that I've got, I call them the spiders because there's a spider on the front, but I do intend to get the rest of this set, because when I used these pencils, I really enjoyed them. I enjoyed them on the swatch, I enjoyed them for colouring with. It's just the Monarch pencils for me are not worth the money, or what they bring colour-wise to the rest of the set. That's it from me. I hope you enjoyed the information, found it informative. Stay safe everybody, and as always, stay sassy.